How you doing?
Good, man. Doing good.
Whether it was watching him in the spring because you weren't participating or being out there with him now, what has been so impressive about Carnell?
I think it's just the consistency. He doesn't have too many misassignments. He does everything right, catches the ball, get open. He just does what you need him to time and time again. He's really consistent with it, and he's handled coming in, to a new offense, to a higher level of play with grace. And he did it at a more efficient level than even I thought I did. And I think Marv and we did a pretty good job of taking accountability of learning the playbook and all that type of stuff. But Carnell has just done it at such a high level. And he's really smart.
Yeah, Garrett used to talk about you and Marvin and how maybe you guys raised his competitive edge a little bit, his preparation and some things. You guys, the freshman, is Carnell doing that to you two now?
Yeah, all the freshmen. Carnell's the first in the room to let you know if you had a drop that day. He talks a lot of trash. And it gets us kind of going. So we got that competitive environment going in the wide receiver room. And kind of like you said, how Garrett was, just elevating our competitive nature and just pushing each other to be great.
Where are you better this year? Where are you better this year than last year?
Where I'm healthier. I feel better than I did last year. There's a couple games where you just had to power through. But this is football, so you're never going to be 100%. But my body's feeling good again, and I'm just excited to play. I'm ready to play.
Do you feel like you're overlooked?
I don't care.
Emeka, how much lower than 100% were you in, let's say, middle November?
I'm not sure if I have a number. I just know that with the trainers that we have, they're all getting me right. They've been on top of it 100%, and they helped me so much this past year, this past offseason, just getting my body right and getting back to a place of confidence again. So I'm super grateful towards all of them. I can't even speak on all the people who's helped me get to this point, but I'm just really excited for this season.
Is it frustrating? I'm trying to think which would be more frustrating. Be so hurt that you couldn't play, or having you can play through it, but you're at a diminished level, which is what you had to deal with last year.
Right.
I know you prefer to be out there, but that's got to still be just as frustrating as maybe not even playing at all.
Yeah, you got to find little ways and little advantages. It kind of helps train your mind to, okay, maybe I can't run the route this way because my legs hurt, so let me find a more creative way to get open. So it's training all these little aspects about the game. That's what makes football so special.
I've been asked about the quarterbacks.
I have not.
Confidence in them both. Are they different in many ways or no?
Yeah, they're different quarterbacks, and the more confidence that I have in them is going to come with experience. Nobody thought C.J. Stroud was C.J. Stroud his sophomore year, and I feel like it's going to be a similar case now. Whatever people may be saying, we know who we got here in this building. You're always going to have a great quarterback at Ohio State. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So we're excited to just play, get more experience with them, whoever is named to start at the end of the day. But 100% confidence in both of those guys. Who? Julian. He's just grown a lot more into a leadership role. I feel like he's a guy who's more vocal than he used to be in the wide receiver room, and he's really stepped up. He's getting healthy again too, which is really great to see. And I'm so excited for his season to come.
If Coach Day decides to go with two quarterbacks to open the season, is that going to have a big effect on not only you, but you think maybe the other guys in the room?
Football is going to be football regardless. We still have our same assignments, it's the same plays, and we're expected to operate at a high level and execute at a high level. That's just what the standard is at Ohio State, and that's just what the standard is in Zone 6 in the receiver room. So we feel confident with anybody behind the center, but we have maximum confidence in both Kyle and Devin.
You don't think that would throw off chemistry between you guys? Maybe one quarter there's Kyle, the next quarter there's Devin, or maybe even they alternate drives kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It would be a pretty seamless transition between the two regardless.
I'm not one to say it, but we're going to have to handle it with the grace. We're going to have to find a way. We're going to have to be the difference. So if that is the case, if that ends up how it shakes out, then we're just going to find a way to win.
Emeka, you were talking about being banged up at the end of last year. So what does a healthy Emeka for a full season look like? What's different if you were healthy? What could be different this year?
Well, I'm just staying on top of my body to make sure that I can be as healthy as possible. But like I was saying, it is football, so you're always going to have little nicks and bruises. But I'm not entirely sure. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see this year. Hopefully, if I can keep my body with the grace of the Lord by my side. But I'm just gonna play to my full potential and to my full ability.
If you and Marv are healthy throughout most of the season, I mean, is there a receiver room that you can relate to what you guys might be able to do, what your ceiling is if you both stay healthy this year?
I can't say who we compare ourselves to, but at the end of the day, we're just gonna grind. We're gonna work as hard as we can. We're gonna study our plays. We're gonna treat every opponent with respect and come out with our hair on fire. And at the end of the year, we're gonna look up and we're gonna see where we're at. Just a couple like nagging things. I had some surgeries I went through this off season, but the body is feeling good now. So, but yeah, they were just nagging things. Things that were kind of just frustrating to play with. But at the end of the day, I didn't really have a choice.
Michael, what impressed you so far about Bryson and Brandon?
Bryson and Brandon. Oh man, I'll go off a little bit on the tangent on both those guys. Bryson is just, he's one of the smaller dudes in the room, which is okay. He's a freshman. He's young. He's gonna get that strength to play up, and he's gonna build some more muscle mass. But I mean, he's super quick. He's super shifty. And we have this Michael Thomas board in the wide receiver room that tracks all our targets, catches, drops, all that type of stuff. I think Bryson at the end of fall camp, he had a 90% completion rate when targeted, that's the highest I've seen since I've been here. If that was a national stat, I'm sure he'd be number one in every category. So good things happen when he's targeted. Good things happen when the ball goes his way. For Brandon, he came in, the last out of those four receivers, and he's picking up the offense extremely fast. He's a joy to be around, but he's such a great competitor. Him and Carnell go back and forth a lot, which is really funny to be a part of and be around. But Brandon's just a huge playmaker. He goes up and attacks the ball. He's strong. He's confident, and he goes out there and he just balls. He just tries. He tries as hard as he tries his best, and there's never a half-hearted rep with him.
You know what it feels like to play with Julian and Marvin for a while. You guys have been doing split fields, and I've seen you out there with Carnell. I've seen you with Brandon, but it's just different guys. Do you feel a difference when the next group comes in after Marv and Julian go off the field, or does it just kind of feel the same? Because to us, the outside people, it doesn't really look like there's much of a drop-off. But it's also weird to say that because Marvin and you and Julian can all three be very high.
I mean, that's the goal, right? The goal is there to be no drop-off. I don't feel like there was much of a drop-off when Chris and Garrett left or when Jackson left. So that's kind of what we do in Zone 6. That's kind of what we do. We take the keys and we pass them on to the next guy. So I expect them to transcend everything that we've done here. And if they didn't, then that's kind of on me. You know what I'm saying? It's my job to pass the torch and to give them every bit and every nugget that I have taken from here. So I'm glad to see them doing so well. I hope they continue to do so. And I'm just very blessed to be a part of this room.
When did you pick up
Last question.
It sounds like you're going to take it personally the way that the next guys are with you aren't here anymore. When did you start to feel that almost weight? Maybe you need to pass something on to them?
That's a good question. I'm not really entirely sure. Maybe it's when I became an older guy. I'm only a third year, but I'm one of the more senior wide receivers in the room. And I just got that sense of wanting to pass the torch from Jackson and from Chris and Garrett. They all wanted to do that, and they're so happy to see us succeeding. And it's so fun to watch them in the NFL now. But there's a point in time where, like I said, the torch is passed. It's your time now. So, I can't really say when I picked it up, but I'm glad to be part of this tradition that we have going.
Mick, when we were at practice last, as we were leaving and you guys were closing out, you kind of were a little heated with what I going out there.
Mm-hmm.
What happened and what did you say? The PG.
Oh, it was just the offense wasn't clicking on all cylinders, but it was early. That's going to happen. Kind of just making sure we're not lackadaisical and we take every rep take every rep seriously and make sure we're not leaving anything up to chance. So just nothing too serious. Just getting on the team, making sure we're all ready and we're all firing on all cylinders.
Where were you